Angela here. I wanted to pop in. Ooh, whoops. Hey, it's Angela Rosoff. I'm so glad to see you here. Thank you so much for coming. I wanted to pop in and give you some ideas for yourself. If you are someone who is maybe thinking about going to some parties, socializing at this time of year, and having some reservations about it, maybe it's something that you just can't really get your head around. Well, what I want to share with you is that you have an opportunity here to really think about it at this stage in the game. And if it's not the holiday season for you, no worries. You can use this technique anytime that you wish. This is a technique that I've learned in my life coaching program, and I want to share it with you. It's about getting into a state. And you may have heard a very famous guru talk about this. And I've always wondered, what is he talking about? What is that? And I've done a lot of personal development. I did not learn about this until I entered this life coaching program. So if you don't know me, let me introduce myself. My name is Angela Rosoff. I am a lifestyle coach currently helping women and men heal their body, heal their mindsets, their emotions through lifestyle practices of Ayurveda, yoga, and base yoga. And I love doing this. It's something that grounds me. It's something that calls to me, speaks to me, and I love seeing my clients who benefit from it. So let's get back to the story. Getting into a state. How do you do that? Getting into a state means that you are able to alter your feelings intentionally for a different outcome, an outcome that you're seeking, an outcome that you're hoping for. So, what does this mean? Okay, so to get into a state of being, it just depends on what your goals are. If you're hoping to minimize anxiety and feelings around being social, going to a party, and you always feel anxious, or this is something that has triggered, it's been like something that has come up as a trigger, and then it's new, but for some reason, maybe it's a person who triggers you, and you're like, oh, I don't really want to hang out with them, or I don't want to go. And it's impeding your social experience. When this happens, you can create a state of experience that will shift the dynamic and remove that feeling of anxiety. This is something that you can do. How do you do it? Well, there are a couple ways that you can do it. If it's around a person who is just triggering, maybe it's your mother-in-law. This isn't my mother-in-law, by the way. No, um, not anymore. But maybe it's your mother-in-law and she triggers you. Oh, you didn't do that. Or, oh, this is what you brought for dinner. Or, oh, this is the dessert you chose. That sort of thing. I recommend you practice this, and here's what's going to happen. So you have to do a little work here. Okay, so hang with me for a minute. So, in anticipating this trigger when you see them at a party or dinner party, family event, you can do the work on yourself before you see them. And it will take time. You will need to repeat this. You will need to do some work for yourself. And if you have trouble with it, you can always call me and I can help you with it. But here's what you do. You create a different state of being as you are thinking about this experience or actively while you are living the experience. So practicing it ahead of time is key for when it actually happens. And when it actually happens, it may take a few times of activating this in person with the person that you're triggered with in order for it to work. But this is how it goes. So let's talk about the imaginary part. So you are working on yourself right now with this video. So imagine, close your eyes, imagine the feeling of being with this person and what that feels like. And does it feel sad? Does it feel not great? Observe, observe, observe. Open your eyes. This person isn't here. You don't have to feel that way, but that's the feeling that we're getting rid of. And now imagine when you were with people who celebrated you, loved you, were excited to work with you, excited that you were there, delighted in who you are. And hold that feeling and smile as you're holding it. Get excited about that feeling and feel that joy. Like you have all this capacity to give. You're so smart. You're so talented. You're so amazing. And doesn't that just ripple into your heart? Doesn't that feel magnificent? Doesn't that feel magnificent? Hold it. Hold that feeling. Breathe it in. Allow it to be like an elixir in your heart, your mind, your spirit. Embody this feeling. Keep this feeling inside of you. Now, and over the course of several minutes, hours, hold it steady. Okay. And you want to cultivate this like this. So you really identify with the state of being, get into a state of being, lasting, holding, and you are impervious. And doing this day after day after day strengthens you. It strengthens your ability to be resilient in those moments when someone's taking you down or dressing you down or being inappropriate with you. It's not okay to be treated that way. Sometimes we're in social situations where it just happens and people have issues, right? Like you don't have to take it on. That's the whole point of this. You do not have to take on someone else's issues. So when that happens, before it happens, you want to think about where you're going if you're going to see a triggering person. And I invite you hours before to get into a state of imperviousness, a state where you feel your best, your absolute best, because you are so important. And then a few minutes before you enter the space where this person is, you're making this shift, mental, emotional, physical shift to represent yourself in a way. Excited and happy, and I'm smart and intelligent, and I'm dazzling, and all the things that you are. And if you don't fully believe it, that's okay. Just feel the feelings. And it follows this recipe that maybe you've heard before, that you have to be someone to become someone. You have to be someone, do the thing so you can have the thing. Be, do, have. So you're becoming in this state so you can actually interact with someone in a positive way that's impervious, so you can have a new outcome. And that is pretty much how it works. So I think I'll work on some examples and share some real time things that you could watch in the future. But I wanted to share this now because I'm just learning about it. Becoming a life coach. I'm going to share this. I'm a lifestyle coach currently. But this is happening for me right now. And I just have to share it with you because this has literally changed my whole life since I've learned it. I used to have a lot of triggers. I am someone who went through a lot of trauma in my life, um, in my early life, and then again into my adulthood. I had a lot of different things that I experienced that trigger me. And if you know me, you probably know this about me. I've had some struggles in my early adulthood, and up until recently, up until I had kids, honestly, I was always triggered and sort of like this emotional, um, just ship that was rocking me back and forth, and really just at the whim ocean of life that I was in. And I don't really do that anymore. It doesn't serve anyone, it doesn't help anyone to have me, out of balance all the time. So this is my little nugget to share with you. I hope you receive it well. Thank you so much for being here.